Hi guys, welcome to an Apex Racing Academy basic track guide. This week we are at Bathurst in the Formula Renault 2.0. An interesting track and car combo to say the least. I wish everybody the absolute best of luck in this race and pray for all of you that there is no lap 1 shenanigans in any of the race going over the mountain, because you won't be surviving much longer if there is. I've seen many a race go pear-shaped there, so no time whatsoever to react in this car as well, because we'll be flat out all the way over the top of that mountain too. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Right, as always we'll just go through this at half speed. This again was not default weather, this was quite a bit hotter. The times were quite a bit slower, sort of. This is not a perfect lap by any means, but yeah, there were certainly some quicker times in this session. This was the first time I've ever actually drove Bathurst properly for anything more than about 3 laps. So yeah, it's a track that you've got to learn, you've got to put some time and you've got to put some effort into it. So yeah, good luck with that this week as well, because it can be a frustrating track to learn as well. So here we go. Coming down into turn 1, I believe it's also known as Hell Corner, and is a bit tricky. It's very bumpy, so you've got to be careful. You want to brake just before the 50-meter board down into 3rd gear, and then you can see I was a little bit wide on the apex, and I just got a little bit, that left me a little bit wide there. But as long as you can pick up the gas really early, about halfway through the corner, you're in a pretty good state through that corner. Obviously a long time to think about turn 2, but the key thing really for here is just to come up through the gearbox, absolutely revving the car out. You're going up the hill, so you don't want to be missing gears or anything like that. Got your braking point on the left hand side of the circuit, and we're going to go down into 4th gear. Use the camber that goes through the corner here to get on the gas nice and hard and track out wide. And car shouldn't be too worried about pushing out too wide because of the way the track is. Again, just up through the gearbox, we're going to cut this corner here and brake sort of just as we're level with it. I personally don't run out all the way to the wall. I like the slightly tighter line. It just makes the car a little bit more happy on getting on the power coming out of the tight left-hander there. And from here we are flat out all the way for quite some time as we come up the mountain now and across the top of it as well. The key here really is to know the line, know the circuit extremely well, and use absolutely all of the circuit as well, so that you can get through it flat out. And yeah, this is just going to take a fair bit of practice. It took me a while to understand, you know, where I was going and everything. I have a little lift here, actually a bit wide, because I want to tuck in and hit that inside curb so that I can get back on the power aggressively and avoid that high right curb. Now through the downhill section, very tricky. Through the gearbox, try to avoid getting the car planted on that bit of curb in there, and yeah, you just want to be as accurate as you possibly can. And I personally just drop it into 4th gear, then 3rd gear through this section, and then accelerating hard all the way up through to 5th gear, and I'll brake as I start to go into this right-hander. Watch for the car bouncing on the inside here, down in 3rd gear. I'll try and hug this inside line and get onto the gas as early as you possibly can, and it's very easy to hit that boarding on the outside there. You can get a 0x and you can almost ride the board out there, so just be mindful of it. You can go too early and you can plow straight into it. Down the straight, pretty straightforward stuff. Just absolutely flat out. Let's speed this up. Through the gearbox, expect there to be low wings. There'll be a combination of people who want high wings, so they've got safety through the mountain, and then there'll be people who will have the straight line speed down here. Look at just before the 100-meter board here, where you're braking down into 3rd gear. Hit that apex and get onto the power really early. The circuit sort of reopens back up to the right, and it's very wide open through the left-hander, so you haven't got to worry about too much about getting back over for the right-hand part of that chicane. Into the final corner, what we're looking for is we're looking at the lamp post on the right. Want to brake just before that. I was a bit too early on this particular lamp. Again, down into third gear, a bit wide there, and which is why I get on the gas, just get a little moment, and that is a lap at Bathurst. Yeah, looking depending on the weathers, 203s, 204s, something like that. I think we're going to get maybe even some 202s in the really cold weather, which will just be insane. So, any questions? As always, just let me know. Expect the community setup to be shared shortly. Nothing's going to be brilliant around here. I will say this car is not meant for this track. There is going to be no super setup this week that's going to make it glide down that hill. We have 20mm clearance or something ridiculous at the front, and curbs are like 25-30mm, and we're dropping meters coming down some of these things. So yeah. Don't forget to have a go at the jump as well, because it's got to be done. And this little Renault, it takes it quite well. All right, guys, thanks a lot. We'll catch you again next week, I think. I'm not sure when the next one is that we haven't been to. So, but yeah, it's Alex Simpson. I'll be back for that one. See you again.